Check, check, check.
Thanks for joining us tonight on WTOL 11 Plus. I'm Melissa Andrews.
And I'm Jeff Smith. Great to have you with us. We're going to begin with a check of the forecast.
So much rain and fog out there lately. How long is that fog going to stick around for the weekend, Chris?
Unfortunately, it's going to stick around much of Saturday morning with thicker fog and then snow chances into Sunday. So the hits keep coming, and I do expect it snow. For many areas here in the Toledo Metro, it's going to be around an inch or less. But if you're south and east of the Toledo Metro, up to 1 to 2 inches of snow. Lots of clouds to the weekend. And for the most part, temperatures are going to be in the 30s as we go through Saturday and into Sunday. That snow chance is going to work into the area as we get toward the end of the weekend. So the overall snow threat or snow accumulation, it is going to be minor for most areas as temperatures hold steady right around the 30s. Now, I don't expect we're going to see widespread snow totals that will reach much past 1 to 2 inches. Satellite and radar picture, we've had cloudy skies, light rain chances. They're developing across parts of the area. And I do see that light rain now developing over the Toledo Metro, and that shower activity, it is going to keep us damp as we go through the evening. Fog advisories in effect for visibilities below 1/4 mile, and temperature-wise, upper 30s and low 40s. If we widen the picture out, though, most areas have been feeling the upper 30s, low 40s. But check this out. Washington, D.C. hit 80 degrees today. Warmest they've ever done it on record by about 3.5 weeks. 80 degrees, a bit of a spring fever that's been showing up. Into the weekend, we have rain chances that roll back into the area Saturday night. That rain changes over to snow into Sunday morning. Watch changeover just before daybreak. And south and east of Toledo, that is going to be our better chance of seeing accumulating snow east of I-75. 10-day forecast, showers late Saturday. That morning rain snow mix into Sunday. Accumulation is going to be more likely east and south of the Toledo Metro. Upper 30s stick around into Monday, back toward 40 as we go to Tuesday. And then next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, brings back some sunshine. Highs in the low to mid 40s going to be expected. Back over to you, Mel and Jeff.
We have breaking news right now. Lucas County Sheriff's deputies have arrested a man they say started shooting during a road rage incident and then barricaded himself inside of a home. The situation started on Airport Highway by Fireplace Grill. Deputies say someone called 911 to report the initial shooting just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Authorities tracked him to the home on Schaefer Road, not too far from Toledo Express Airport. The SWAT team eventually went in and took him into custody. No one was hurt.
2 people are now charged in the murder of 20-year-old Josiah Gill. One is in custody. The other is still on the run. Police arrested 31-year-old Alexander Perez. He is charged with abuse of a corpse. Now, Toledo police issued a murder warrant for 16-year-old Kriston Self. Josiah's mother tells WTOL 11 she is thankful for the arrest of Perez and is urging anybody to come forward with information about the whereabouts of Kriston. If you have seen him, call Crime Stoppers. Josiah Gill was found dead inside the back seat of a burned-out vehicle under the Veterans Glass City Skyway Bridge back in November.
2 Toledo firefighters were injured battling a fire this morning. Firefighters were called out to 3 times. It happened here in West Toledo at a home on Burdan. Toledo Fire says an electrical problem could be to blame, but it is still under investigation tonight. Firefighters were called out at 3:30, 5:30, and then again at 8, each time finding smoldering insulation. We're told the 2 firefighters suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
It is a somber day in Toledo's history. Today marks 10 years since 2 Toledo firefighters were killed in the line of duty. Jamie Dickman and Steve Machinsky died battling this fire at an apartment building on Magnolia Street. Their deaths are still deeply painful for those closest to it. Dickman's sister, Libby Cheney, tells us that it is hard to believe that it's already been a decade. The annual Firefighters Mass in remembrance of Dickman and Machinsky was held Wednesday at the historic Church of St. Patrick. This is just the second time that Cheney has attended the Mass because it's been too hard. She tells us Jamie loved everything about Toledo.
He was so excited to come here and make a bigger difference. And so the sad part is he didn't get to be here very long to be able to get to know a lot of the other guys or them to get to know him. But the ones that did, they always have a Jamie story.
Former Toledo Fire Chief Luis Santiago tells us that he is still in touch with both families, but it's something that he will never get over. You can watch Tim Miller's full report on this difficult day and the 10 years since on our website. It's at WTOL.com right now. A local organization is helping firefighters on this tough day. Each year on January 26th, Toledo Strong delivers food to area fire stations to honor the 2 fallen firefighters. Photojournalist Michael Fairchild has that story.
Oh, it's a big anniversary. It's the 10th anniversary of the arson fire that killed Jamie Dickman and Steve Machinsky. It's a rough day for our city. It's a rough day for our firefighters, and we just try to give back where we can. And today, delivering donuts and lunches and dinners to all the stations throughout the city. It helps to lift the spirits a little for them.
When you see a community support for something like that, and they come in and do that for us, it's absolutely wonderful. It's kind of sad that we're doing it in their memory, but what a wonderful thing that the community is doing to support us and help in our memory of Steve and Jamie and Butch now, our dear friend Butch we just lost.
We got all kinds of different packaged up sandwiches, macaroni and cheese, some have potato salad.
Everybody pitches in and helps us out with this. And then we have individuals who, donate or, will adopt a station or their company may adopt a station and they take donuts. So, it's really just a big community effort.
His goal is to get other community support, restaurants, whatnot, private support. And, like I said, he looks to just get dinner and donuts for that day as a token of his support and love for the fire department and in honor of Steve and Jamie.
It does make us feel good knowing that we're helping them out a little bit and the interaction that we get with all the firefighters and at the stations or the departments, and it's just all positive interaction. So for us, that's good.
Oh, it's great. It's a great thing. It's not necessary, but it's really appreciated. Especially on the anniversary dates of some of the guys that we've lost on the department.
It's fantastic, really, and you know what? And the lunches are pretty good too.
Took the ham and potato salad and chips.
We talk about where we were that day. There's probably over half the fire division wasn't even employed by the city of Toledo at that time. When you think about how many people retire and go on, and so we have to keep those memories alive for our upcoming firefighters, and people know that we never want that to happen again.
True testament to the community that we have. Toledo Strong is always looking for volunteers. If you're interested in learning more about Toledo Strong, head over to our website where you are right now, WTOL.com.
A court hearing scheduled today over a trailer park dispute did not happen. A Defiance County judge was expected to hear the case against the city filed by owners of Northtown Trailer Park to keep 18 trailers from being torn down. Call 11 for Action is told the two sides were hoping to come to an agreement. Right now, we don't know the status of those efforts, but we do know the city filed a counterclaim on Thursday. The suit asks that the trailer park owners, Defiance partners, be prohibited from putting any more residents in the condemned trailers during this court process. It also asks the judge to make the park owners compensate residents for relocation expenses due to the park advertising those trailers as available. The city is also asking for the park owners to pay for the trailers to be torn down.
My main focus right now is taking care of my kids, making sure that they have a place to go if all else fails. I mean, I don't know what else to do. There's no place for blame at this point in my eyes. There's just too much happening, and I have to keep myself sane. I got to keep my kids safe, and that's where I'm at.
The tenants answered Facebook ads listing the trailers as available for rehab and to move into, and say notices for demolition were posted on those trailers just days later. A Call 11 for Action update. A troubled Toledo apartment complex continues improvements after it was declared a nuisance property by the health department earlier this month. City Councilwoman Venice Williams tells Call 11 for Action there is now a security guard and property manager at Ashland Manor. She said the basement is also cleaned up, and the city is waiting on a capital needs assessment from the building owners about what's wrong with the building and how much improvements will cost. HUD is expected back at Ashland Manor to check on the progress in the coming days.
Well, Ohio State Senator Paula Hicks Hudson announced the launch of her campaign for Lucas County Commissioner today. Hicks Hudson is a former Toledo mayor and a member of the District 11 Senate. She met with community leaders at UAW Local 12 this afternoon. She says her experience makes her a qualified candidate.
It's really important that you have someone with my experience that understands different aspects of governing and being willing to go and meet and have a more global a view of how we need to operate as a county.
Hicks Hudson will face off with former Lucas County Auditor Anita Lopez in the Democratic primary in March. Lopez was appointed to the position after Commissioner Tina Skelton-Wozniak retired. The winner moves on to face the Republican challenger in November.
Drivers, we have good news and some bad news. The good news, the price at the pump is falling. Mario Denham shares the bad news tonight. Mario?
Melissa, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but prepare for gas hikes. Gas Buddy head petroleum analyst Patrick DeHaan says don't get used to the prices as they currently are because they will be rising as the months get warmer. This time last year, the city's average was $3.41, with it currently being $2.99, the same as the national average. DeHaan says the national average will go up and consumers might be hit hard, but you still have to have a couple of months to get prepared.
Will potentially allow for a national average to fall below that. But I think as we get closer to warmer weather, we will start to see the national average accelerating.
Patrick DeHaan says gas prices vary depending on location. Remember, you can always find gas prices at our website at WTOL.com. Live in studio, I'm Mario Dunham for WTOL 11.
46 years ago today, the worst winter storm in Ohio history hit Northwest Ohio.
51 people were killed, making this one of the deadliest winter storms known in Ohio. Transportation, businesses, and schools were closed around the state for 2 days. Temperatures also plunged by more than 30 degrees in just hours.
Heavy snow was followed by extreme winds, gusts of 50 to 80 miles per hour. In all, over 13 inches of snow hit the ground.
The best when it comes to school visits. Chris,
we
you
had
are
so much fun
watching him there. You got to go to Christ the King today and talk with some middle schoolers.
I feel like a kid back in the classroom when I had there. Also, a shout out, I was down in Perrysburg at Fort Meigs as well. So running around to some of the schools today. The kids were really excited. I did bring up the blizzard of 78. A lot of them looked at me like, huh? Of course, they had no clue about it. But
And they also get out of school for like 2 inches of
Right.
snow, and
Did you-
it took a blizzard back then.
Did you talk to the kids about the jump shots I used to clank off the rim in that gym when I attended that
I think there's
school?
still a mark on the rim from those bricks that you were throwing.
Yeah, they've not still gotten over that.
Yeah. We did have a great time, though. In addition to the blizzard of 78, I took them behind the scenes of how we put together a weather forecast, but also talked about the upcoming total solar eclipse. That's going to be a big thing we're doing in the next coming weeks and next few months, all leading up to April 8th of this year.
Yeah.
Should be a huge deal. They were very attentive, asked great questions. Loved being out there at Christ the King for
Well, I
today.
think that's going to be a big memory for them probably as they get into adulthood. They'll always remember that day of the solar eclipse when it happens.
Well, I told them, I said, if you miss this one, it's $20.99 till the next time that you're going to be able to see it. And I said, how old are you going to be when that happens?
Right.
You had them do some math.
They did a little math.
Not good, not good. We were told there would be no math at this school visit today, Chris. That's probably what they said. And of course, I'm sure they were asking when the sun's going to come back out.
Yeah, when's the sun going to come back out? I said, probably not till next week at the earliest.
My goodness.
All right, thanks so much for joining us tonight on WTOL 11 Plus.